Hello there. Oh. Shh. Shh. I'm gonna need you to be quiet, okay? I know, it's a lot to take in, but shh. Your cooperation is of the utmost importance to me. Okay. That's better. Shh. 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 Have you calmed down now? Although I'm not really feeling the nicest, but if it gets you to cooperate, I'm willing to play ball. Feel me? Now, I'm sure you've taken a gathered where you are. Well, I guess this doesn't probably help. It is very American Psycho-esque, I will agree. If you think about it, it's a really good idea. You can learn a lot from Patrick Bateman, wouldn't you agree? Well, there's that too, I promise. I'm not a maniac killer. I just work for some people who have some issues with some people you work for. It's a little bit out of my jurisdiction, but the end result's probably going to be the same. But I don't like to think of myself as a psycho killer. More like a vigilante. You have no idea why you're here. Okay, I'll bite. Why would you think you might be here? It's plausible. It's plausible. Maybe try again. No, that's not quite it. Do you want to take one more guess? No, you have struck out. But don't worry, I'll help you fill in the pieces, and I'm sure this will ring a bell. Now I know this just looks like a plain manila envelope. What could possibly be inside? Let me show you. Does this photo ring a bell? Okay, don't want to say anything? That's fine. How about these photos? Maybe this one. Right there. Does that look familiar? Yeah, what it looks like to me is that you and your boss and whatever team you want to consider your little group to be double-crossed us. no, you're not going to speak on that, or no, you didn't double cross us, because we've had a guy on you for some time. Yeah, turns out my boss doesn't trust a word you guys say, so you guys have been trailed for quite some time, which is kind of embarrassing for you, no? Thought you guys were supposed to be good at this. I know we had a deal. I know. But sometimes deals are dirty, and there comes a point where they've run its course, and you double-crossing us, I think that's pretty much grounds for terminating a relationship and partnership. Wouldn't you think? So my question for you is, are you willing to tell us what you know, or are we going to have to make an example of you? You are the first person that we have captured and held for questioning. I don't like interrogation. I find it to be a little aggressive. I like to think of this as a friendly conversation between two people. You still don't want to talk, huh? Can't say I'm surprised, but we at least wanted to give you the courtesy. Try to make something work here where you could provide us valuable information. Let's not do that, shall we? I don't like I don't know what to call you. I don't want to call you victim. My capturee, if that's a word. I don't like them being unruly and feisty. Alright, I'm gonna strap down one arm here. Perfect. And then I actually am gonna do one on the other arm, since it should probably be fair, right? Symmetrical. Don't want to leave one arm stronger than the other. Let's do this arm now. Nice and tight. Perfect. I'm going to give you one last chance. I need you to give me some information here. I need to know who you guys are working with, who's giving the orders. Why would be a great answer too. I thought we had a really beneficial relationship, like I said, so curious to know what our competitors are offering, if that makes sense. Anything you want to give? No. No, I understand that snitches get stitches, but if you don't snitch, you end up dead anyway, so what's the point? In the spirit of kindness, I'm gonna let you choose how you want to go. We'll play a game. How about that? Perfect. So, I have a couple different methods of, destruction, killing. I'm gonna let you pick. The first is a good old-fashioned made in the USA. Mail it. Yeah, don't mess around with American craftsmanship. So, we have a mallet. We have a knife. And my favorite color. It makes it more fun when I'm stabbing him. We also have a little gnarlier of an option, which is a box cutter. Much shallower cuts, but a much more prolonged death. And then, last but not least, we have the good old-fashioned drill. Some remnants from my last use. I apologize. I'll make sure to clean it if we go with this option. So, these are the 4 options we have. And while I'd love to leave it up to you to choose, we're going to do a little game. I'm going to shuffle these to make sure that there's no funny business. I'll even let you pick where you want to cut. There, okay. Alright, so what we're going to do is you're going to tell me your top option here, and we're going to play a quick game here of what I like to call over-under. There's some variations. Could do a whole ride the bus situation if you're familiar with that game, but we're just going to do a very, very simple, almost like war, but we're going to do over-under. So I'll flip a card, and you're going to tell me if the next card is over or under the previous value. Do you understand? Perfect. So if you're correct, we'll go with your option. If we're not correct, we move on to your next choice and your next choice until we get to your last option, which by default should be the one we go with. But if you do beat that one too, it goes to my choice. Dealer's decision. So, what is your first option? You want the mallet. A respectable choice. Okay. So, let me flip the first card. It is a Nine of Hearts. That's a little tricky, wouldn't you say? Pretty difficult to know where you're going to land on that one. Now, do you think the next card will be higher or lower than a 9? Alright, let's see if you're right. It's lower. Well, if I recall correctly, you said it would be higher than a 9, so you lose the round, which means we won't be using this today. What would your second option be? The box knife. Interesting. I don't think box cutters are usually third or fourth, just given the amount of stabbing that's going to be required. But okay, let's see what card we got. And we have a 10 of diamonds. Now, you need to tell me if this is going to be over or under. Okay. Answers are locked. It appears we have a tie. So, you are unfortunately incorrect. Shh. I asked over or under. You didn't say tie, so it's a loss by default. Which means we say goodbye to the box cutter. Third choice. Do you want the drill or the knife? The knife. Okay. Let's see what card we have. Looks like we have the Queen of Diamonds. I think this should be easy for you, huh? Over or under? Okay, let's see if it is in fact under. That is too perfect. King of Hearts, you lose again. Not a great day for luck on your side. So, we say goodbye to the knife. Which leaves us with our good old-fashioned drill. Let's see if you can get this, can we? 10 of spades. Alright, another either or. Alright, let's see. It's a Queen of Hearts, which means you lose again. That's unfortunate. You're 0 for 4. which means I get to pick. The question is, what kind of mood am I in? Do I want to make it a clean, easy kill? Do I want to draw it out? Let's see. Ready? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I think we're going to use the box cutter today. Feeling a little mean. That's what happens when people don't talk. And now we're just going to tear your group apart. Your pathetic little group apart slowly, one by one. Make sure we're all covered, because I don't want to get your blood all over the place. Okay. Well, if you have nothing else to say, let's get started, shall we?